The wheels and tires that come standard on a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon provide a good mix of off-road performance, durability, and on-road handling. But for this Jeep build, I want to increase ground clearance to make navigating moderate trails a little easier. But because this will be used on long expeditions and transporting lots of medical equipment, maintaining drivability is a key factor. Today's an exciting day, guys, because a lot is happening right now with the Trail Aid Station, my 2023 Jeep Gladiator build. And today we're going to pull off the old stock wheels and tires and put some new ones on. And I want to do a little bit of compare and contrast to those. Plus, I'm going to show you the lift kit that I just installed yesterday and give you a little bit of information about what I'm doing the rest of this week. This whole Jeep is going to make a massive transformation over the next couple days. I'm super excited about it. But first, let's take a close-up look at the stock wheels and tires, and then we'll do a little bit of compare and contrast. So the tires that came stock on my Jeep Rubicon are these Falcon Wild Peak ATs, and they're a 285 70R17, and they've been a really good tire up to this point. In fact, the ones I was upgrading to, I was almost considering going with the same tire, but I'll show you what I chose and why I chose it here in a moment. But off the rim and off the vehicle, these tires measure 32.7 inches tall, so just under 33 inches, and they're a little over 11 inches wide. But what happens is when you mount a tire, depending on its sidewall rating, the width of the rim, the weight of the vehicle, and a few other factors, that tire is not going to be 32.7 inches tall anymore. And so what I want to know today is how big this tire is while it's mounted on the Jeep and how much it weighs in comparison to the ones that I'm going to be installing. I think it's important information, and I'll talk about why I chose the wheel and tire combination I did. I'm really excited about it, but it's definitely something different than I've done before. And no, we're not going with 37s. All right, let's measure these guys. Now, I'm sure there's a more scientific way of doing this, but this is kind of how I measure tires. Just take a level, put it dead center, make sure it's level, and then right up the center as best I can. Now, these tires are at 37 PSI, which is the recommended tire pressure, and I will make sure the ones going on are also at the same. And it looks like, boy, it looks like we're at exactly 32 inches tall. Okay, interesting. All right, and now for my much less scientific way of measuring tire width, just gonna eyeball this a little bit, kind of the sidewall to the sidewall, and it looks like we're right around 11 inches. Yeah, almost a little bit shy, it looks like. All right, now that I have a rough estimate of the size of these tires when they're mounted on the Gladiator, I'm going to pull them off and I'm going to get a measurement that I think is probably one of the most important, and that is the weight of this wheel and tire combo compared to the one that I'm installing. I know that I'm going to add more weight to this, and it's an important factor because adding more weight is rotating mass. It's going to reduce your braking, it's going to reduce your acceleration, it's going to reduce your fuel economy, it's going to add more stress to your steering components. But there's going to be some good gains as well as having more off-road capability. We're going to have that differential off the ground a little bit more. We're going to have some more rubber in contact with the dirt. And so there's some give and take here with the tire and wheel combo I chose. And I tried to be very thoughtful, but I'll be curious to see what the difference is. Let's get these off, get them on the scale. All right, stock wheel was 87 pounds. I'm excited to see what the new wheel and tire combo weighs. But before we roll that in and mount that up, I want to talk about the lift kit that we just installed yesterday. And full disclosure here, guys, there's a company that I have admired and respected for many years. That's American Expedition Vehicles. And I reached out to them and I told them about the Trail Aid Station project, and they were just as excited as I am, and they wanted to help support. And so we've worked together, partnered up, and they're helping me with a lot of the components on here. And this lift kit is just one of them. I'm super excited to get this out and test it out, but let me show you how the install went yesterday. This is the 3-inch AEV Dual Sport RT lift kit with the heavy capacity coils that are paired with the tuned Bilstein XP 8100 remote reservoir shocks. Now, I've installed many lift kits over the years, and this kit can easily be installed in a garage over a weekend with some basic tools. But I'm nursing a bit of an injury at the moment, so I headed over to my buddy Jerry's shop at Shift Auto Works, and he made quick work of this installation. This dual sport system has some solid components, but also is designed to use some of the factory components like the control arms. AEV designed a geometry correction bracket that aligns the front, upper, and lower control arms to ensure that the alignment is set perfectly. I like that if I need to make a service or repair on the control arms, that I can just go to a dealer and easily get parts versus having to find something that might be a little more custom or specialized. The springs here are very beefy. Not only are they longer, but the coils are much thicker. This is their heavy-duty setup, and this is exactly what I need for this project, because not only am I most likely going to be maxing out my payload, but I'm also going to tow with this truck, so I need a suspension that will be up to the task. The shocks are much larger in diameter and have remote reservoirs, so there is a lot of fluid inside these bodies that will help keep these shocks cooler when running down the long stretches of bumpy terrain. Plus, they have been tuned specifically for this application. I'm really excited to test these out. This kit is completely bolt-on, so there's no drilling or welding required. In the back here, there is included a track bar relocation bracket and some spacers to drop down the angle of the drive shaft to keep it from binding at full suspension articulation. Jerry made quick work of this install, and I really appreciated his help today. If you are in Southern California and you need some work done on your off-road vehicle, I highly recommend giving Jerry and his team a call. They will take good care of you. I really believe this is the perfect kit for the trail aid station build. You got to remember that this vehicle needs to have the capability to get deep into the backcountry, into some remote areas, but still carry lots of medical or humanitarian gear. That's the mission. But when it's in my expedition mode, it's got to be able to tow the trailer. We got to be able to do long hauls all the way up to the Arctic Ocean. This kit is going to be perfect for this build. Now, I have a rock crawler. This is not that. And so I'm not doing 37-inch tires on this thing or 40s. While that would look super cool, it's just not what this build is meant for. So let me show you the wheel and tire combo that I am installing. I think this is pretty interesting. So we have some of the AEV Salta XR wheels, and these are in onyx. These are a beautiful wheel. They sparkle in the sun, but these are very different than I've done before. These actually have a plus 25 millimeter offset, which means these wheels are tucked well inside the fenders. They're not sticking way out, which is exactly what I wanted with this thing. I didn't want mud flinging all over the side. Plus, we wrapped them around some Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, and these are a 35 by 11.5 R17. So they're not a 12.5 full width tire. And I think that's going to help us save some weight. At least by the numbers that I'm seeing online, this is quite a bit lighter than if I would have gone a 12.5. It's definitely lighter than if I would have gone a 37-inch tire. But I want to see what this whole thing weighs and then get it mounted up, and let's see what the actual size is. All right, so just over 100 pounds, and looks like we increased just around 14 pounds. That's not too shabby. Now, I looked it up. If I would have gone with a 12.5 inch width tire and a 35, it would have been another 9 pounds of rotating mass. That's how much heavier just 1 inch wider tire. If I would have gone with a 37 12.5, it would have been another 8 pounds on top of that. So I like the idea of a little bit skinnier tire and keeping it as light as possible. And what I really like is just how tucked up this is inside the fender. Now, let's get these mounted up and let's see how they actually measure up with all the weight on it. What a total transformation. I love how it looks. I love the stance. And I'll show you here in a second what the whole truck looks like now. It just looks so good. But let's take a quick measurement and see how tall these tires really are now. All right, got that about dead center on the tire. Pretty level. Let's see how close to a 35 these actually are. Ooh. Just shy of 34 inches, about 33 and 7/8. Pretty close. Wow, with this lift and these tires, I just gained a whole bunch of clearance. Let's see how wide they are. All right, now let's see how wide these are. And again, I'm going sidewall to sidewall, so gotta remember it sticks out just a little bit. Wow, that's wider than I expected. I mean, that's right there. That's about 11 3/4, almost 12, all the way out to the sidewall. So they're still pretty wide. Nice. All right, now that we've got the wheels and tires mounted up, in just a moment, I will show you what the entire truck looks like. It looks so good. But first, I want to let you know down below, I'm going to leave a link to a build page where all the products that I'm using for the Trail Aid Station are going to be listed down below. And I've got some really cool stuff I'm going to be working on this week to transform this even more. I've got a bumper from AEV that we're going to be installing. I got an Overland Vehicle Systems 12,000 pound winch that we're going to put on here. And I've got a snorkel and a few other little odds and ends we'll talk about more. But I'm excited to get this thing out on the trail and report back on how it actually performs. I'm super excited. This 35s, this 3-inch lift, we're gonna go hit some fun trails and show just how capable this is. All right, here's how the truck looks. Oh yeah, I'm loving the way this turned out. This is a purpose-built vehicle, and this is exactly how I envisioned it would look. I'm sure once I build out the truck bed and begin adding more weight that it will settle down a little bit, but I couldn't be happier with how it sits now. I'm sure there's some keyboard warrior out there that's going to comment about how there's just too much wheel gap between the tire and the fender and I should have gone with 37s. All I'll say is this, to each their own. I have a Jeep on 37s and another one on 39, and those are purpose-built rock crawling vehicles. This one is for expeditions and getting deep in the backcountry carrying medical supplies. I'm super excited how this project is turning out. I hope you are as well. Thanks for watching. Safe travels.